You're watching live coverage from the CBT News Stage at the 2024 NADA Show in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. We're out here at the CBT News Stage at the 2024 NADA Convention in Las Vegas. It's actually day 2, right? So we're joined by Dave O'Brien, who's the CEO of Quantum⁵, and Ken Herfurth, who is the COO of Quantum⁵. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you. It's good to be back with you guys.
Yeah, this is a great show. I mean, the vibes that we're getting from all the dealers and the vendors are saying, man, this is awesome. Have you found this to be the case?
Been really quality interactions, right?
Yeah.
Not just, hey, can I have the gift bag? They've been
Right.
quality conversations, and dealers and managers have been really thoughtful about what they want to know about or don't want to know about.
Sure, for sure. Yeah. And this is something you know a little something about because you've been experiencing this. So talk to us for our viewers. Tell us a little bit about your background, Ken, and then I'm sorry, Dave, and then Ken. I want to hear from you on that. But tell us a bit about yourself.
Your audience is probably tired of me now, Jim, from the time I get with you. But look, I've been helping automotive with learning and development my whole career, right? Yeah. My dad said, don't go in the car business. I did. Then I ended up in learning and development. And I've been friends with this guy for 14 years, right? We were leading similar lives in what we cared about, but doing business and different businesses.
Yeah.
And so as learning and development needed to change, right? It's why he and I do so well together, because what he cared about and what he wanted to build fit with, okay, could we make people in automotive be able to succeed better?
Yeah,
And that's why I think we're here together and how I got here.
That's fantastic. How about you, Ken? What's your background? How long have you been doing
A little bit of a different background. I'm not from automotive, but I grew up in the South. I'm an engineer by trade, so actually a material scientist, and had an initial career with NASA, so that was kind of fun. But then ran technology for Fortune 100 companies, and then large banking, which was huge for me, and then got into private equity venture capital for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
Really had the privilege of being able to build a bunch of different kinds of companies that really started germinating what we're doing today.
Sure.
And really around, human-centric and being able to build organizations that really care about building people.
Sure.
And so my career has been able to span all sorts of industries that has given me the privilege to really understand, I think, how to build solutions and systems and scale businesses that can really meet the needs in automotive, but also for people, help them become better versions of themselves.
So if I say it's not rocket science, you'd go, well, it actually is rocket science.
Some rocket science,
I mean?
Yes. Exactly.
And if it was, you got that covered.
Exactly, right.
That's exactly why I hang out with him.
Dave, talk to us about the concept of frictionless. I know it's something we talked a little bit about when you were in the studio. Talk to our audience about that and the technology that you've built.
Yeah, so not only do we believe in frictionless from a sales process perspective, Ken knew from the beginning that everything that was in his mind had to be frictionless for the user.
Yeah.
That if they were going to come into our community and be in our platform, he was insistent from the littlest things companies don't always think about, which is, okay, how can we make the sign-in not a pain to people, right? And then how can we make it mobile? He was just insistent. I think for us today, frictionless continues to evolve into our development of curriculum, because, I mean, we saw a crowd from Amazon walking around this place today, right?
Yeah.
Right? We know that there's changes that are going to be very interesting in the business.
Yes, there are.
And look, we've been on the cutting edge of, why do we make this hard for customers? Why don't we be their advocate?
Yeah.
So you and I talked about it last time,
That's right.
since the beginning. And so we go from frictionless in what we believe and they should do with a customer to a frictionless environment that Ken had the team build for, okay, this is how you can do learning. Look, how about you want to do it when you want?
Yeah.
How about you do it on a mobile device?
That's right. That's right. Because we all learn differently, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, exactly. So whether it be online or classroom, you just can't take a spray and pray approach with your staff to say, this is the way we're going to do it, right?
Yeah. And his other idea, which I want him to tell you about, is he said, Dave, why don't we personalize it? Why do we send the same learning to people if they don't need it?
Right.
When we could take data and we could understand what they need to get better at.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's our ability to be able to understand. You said, learning preferences and learning styles. So some people like long form videos, some people like short form videos, some people want something to read, but also the different kinds of questions and the learning pace. How can we start to personalize that? And being on mobile devices gives us the kind of data that allows us to do that. We can start to understand if we give them choices instead of you must follow this approach, prescriptive. How do we give them choices? Right. And then we start to understand what is it they clicked on first versus second versus third.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
What did they abandon? Right. When people get saturated, they want to go learn something different. Yeah. Right? So we can get that kind of information from mobile and how we can drive that through tablets and phone versus how you can do desktop type of learning.
Right. Which has got to be so much more receptive to that student, right? Or I should say that associate that is got to learn what they've got to do and how to do it at the dealership. Absolutely. I mean, if the learning is going to be made that much easier, then they're going to be much more adaptive to it, right?
Well, not only that, but making it personal for them to do when they want, how they want, and through what device, but also to be able to do it in community. Right. So you're being put together with peers that are learning similar type of things. Sure. You're getting what we call user-generated content, where learners are actually showing other learners how to be successful. Right. So not only is it us doing training,
that's great.
Now you start to get the community to do training. Right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So it really is having an engine that allows us to piece all those things together to what you'll hear me talk about is engagement and proficiency versus stuff and things and tests. Right. And have that engagement and proficiency start to drive experiences that really become a part of your story. Right. And now that story becomes your brand. That's right. And you want to connect that brand with your dealer, with your OEM. Now you're driving really wonderful customer experiences that the brand's really wanting to do retention, return, customers plus retention of employees. So it's a really wonderful ecosystem that we've designed to go holistically across the solution.
It's fantastic. It's really been in retail automotive. It's really kind of been our Achilles heel. It's been the training aspect of it. The manufacturers build beautiful cars and dealers build beautiful showrooms, and we have all of that taken care of. What we don't have taken care of is the training of that associate that's going to be taking care of your customer on the showroom floor or in the service center. It's been that way for decades. And there's been some great, trainers out there. Some of them here on CBT News do a great job, but we still haven't been able to bridge that gap, in any great quantity, right?
No, and you're right. There are still great people out there making the effort. We all face the limitations of technology of the moment. How do we get it to people? And okay, so let's try video. Maybe that'll get it to people, and let's try let them subscribe to things. I think what Ken and I tried to figure out from the beginning is we might be way ahead of the market, but what if we did it very different? And what if it was gamified, and what if it was fun, and what if there was rewards? Some of the things he told me on day one, he goes, Dave, we're going to do this. I looked at him and I went, sure. And I didn't believe him. He knew I didn't believe him, right? But he went, no, Dave, we're going to do this. And I still now look back, 3 years ahead now to where we are. And I go, I can't believe we actually have a studio with script writers, storyboard artists, animators, videographers.
Wow.
And I go, and then we have this really cool series called Don't Be Josh. If you'd have said we would have created a humorous series that the audience, they love, which is this young man who lives in Dallas, Texas, who makes the videos of a salesperson who does everything the wrong way.
That's Josh.
That's Josh. And the videos end with "Don't be Josh."
Don't be Josh.
And then it flips to our director of training, who talks about how you do it right.
Yeah, that's got to be very tough on Josh named salespeople, right? Because
I do worry about it.
Don't be Josh.
Exactly. Don't be Josh.
I do worry about it. But
that's great.
It's fun.
It makes it entertaining. It makes it engaging. Because that's the toughest thing to do with salespeople. So many salespeople think during the conventional type training that's been out there that it's like being a prisoner. You're going into prison. You got to get in there and train. It wasn't fun. It was tedious. It was monotonous. You didn't even know if it was working half the time. And even the management staff and the leadership staff in most dealerships looked at the training that way. You know what I mean? They penalized you. You didn't hit your number, you're getting in training. It was like going to some kind of a prison somewhere,
or the training was scheduled for a month, and you found out at 8 a.m, the day it starts. Hey, by the way, you're in training all day today.
Right.
And boss, I got appointments. What did you do to me? What did I do wrong?
Right. What did I do wrong?
I got to sell cars.
That's
so it's got to get better. And we are not going to stop grinding.
No, we're not.
To get there.
Part of it is we had to fundamentally change the way people want to learn, and we had to start getting away from language that is learning and training centric. Because most people, if I go, "Hey, Jim, I'm going to go back to school. You want to go back to middle school?" What's your response? No, I don't want to go do that.
That's right. That's right.
So how is it we create that engaging environment for them to be able to do that's welcoming, but is also okay for them to expose what they don't know?
Yeah.
Right. And that really is a big human moment, is where we're able to get people to start embracing. It's okay for me to share that I don't know this. Can you help me?
That's right.
One of the things we have in our ecosystem, we have community managers, which is the human side of what we do. We know that you can't build a relationship with technology, but it can be a conduit to build community.
Yeah, of course.
So what we have on our side, not AI driven, we have actual real humans that have automotive experience that you're chatting into, and what we find is they'll come and talk to us before they'll talk to their manager.
Isn't that great?
And they'll ask them questions. Hey, this email didn't quite work. How can I rewrite it?
That is fantastic.
Right? Wow. So all of a sudden we're doing this coaching one-on-one, and we're building relationship, we're building community, and they're able to start translating that to how they deliver experiences to their
your
customer.
trainer, I would bet dollars to donuts, as they say, that your trainer is much more schooled on how to help that individual than the sales manager is going to be, right?
Absolutely.
And that sales manager is probably in the middle of marketing, or they're in the middle of ordering cars, or doing a Foursquare, whatever the case might be. It's like, what are you coming to me for? But you've got people standing by going, we're ready to help. Absolutely. What do you need? You know, that's pretty cool.
We even get people who send over the audio of a phone call that didn't go good. And they go, okay, I got to call this person back. What should I say?
Oh my gosh, wow.
You know,
it drills down that far.
It does.
That is really cool. That's really
doing
cool.
videos, we're doing competitions through chat. Upload your video of a walk around.
Wow.
You know, we'll pick out the best one.
Oh, that's cool. It's
a lot of different ways to engage the community to make it not only fun, but learning, and then start to galvanize that community together. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be isolated as humans in an island all by ourselves. We want to be a part of a team. We want to be successful as a team.
That's right. Let me ask you this: is that for the dealers that are listening right now and watching us have this discussion? What's the sweet spot in terms of one of your client partners? Is it a large dealer group? Is this something where somebody's got to have 15, 20 stores, or can I have 2 stores where I need my people trained?
I won't pretend that scale doesn't matter, right? Because they just have the ability to spread things and create cost effectiveness. I would tell you the dealer that is the best dealer for us is the one that says, I understand that the world's changing. I understand that if Amazon and Sonic and some of these others start selling new vehicles on Amazon, if they figure out trades, if they figure out the cost of transportation, I'm in trouble, or I have an opportunity.
That's right.
In a flat earth, I've got an opportunity. So that dealer that thinks progressively, that says, therefore, I must invest in my people, and I must invest in my process. I don't care if they own 2, 20, or 200. We give them a way to upskill and reskill people daily.
Isn't it the most important investment you're making is in the people in the dealership? And that's what makes all the difference. They can buy a Toyota Camry at any Toyota dealership. Why they're going to buy it from you is always boils down to that experience and the people in that dealership.
Imagine if Amazon starts doing what they do to their other sellers. Putting in SLAs, right? Service level agreements. Now the difference maker, if there's 200 dealers advertising a car on Amazon, is how did I do at answering your email?
That's right.
How did I adjust? How did I notice your style? How did I respond properly? What if you called me? How did I handle that now? It will continue to be what you said.
That's right.
People will be that edge in an environment, even technology driven.
That's right.
And AI won't be able to replace that. Right? It'll be human plus AI, which is what we believe, and then upskilling. Right? Those are the real keys. But you have to do that in a human environment. It can't just be in isolation. I'm going to go work on this one issue all the time. No, I got to do the other things to really make it fulfilling.
Sure. Ken and Dave from Quantum⁵. If you're out here, check out their booth here at Quantum⁵, or I should say here at NADA. It is buzzing. There's a reason for it. I would challenge any dealer out there, if you are, look at your ad budget. Okay, you're probably spending between $75,000 and $175,000 a month on advertising. Ask yourself this question: how much did you spend last month in training and investing in your people in training? Okay, if that answer is less than $1,000, but you spent 6 figures on your advertising, I got a little tip for you. Switch it. You don't even have to switch it. Just spend a little bit more on marketing or on training. Take it out of the marketing budget, and you will see a world of difference in your people, in your CSI, in your net profit, everywhere. But isn't it true that dealers have no problem spending $100 grand in advertising? But when you say, what did you spend to really invest in your people in training? They go, what do you mean?
And it's,
right?
It's also the age-old adage that people go, why am I going to skill you up to have you leave?
I know, exactly.
So it gets into culture and all these other things. But you're spot on in terms of advertising versus training.
And you're almost guaranteeing they're going to leave if you don't support them with training.
That's exactly right. Yep.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Guys, thank you so much. I love conversations
Thank you,
like
Jim.
this. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching the live coverage from the CBT News Stage at the 2024 NADA Show.